Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I'm going to talk about how you can sort an input list in Python. Sometimes when you are solving a problem in LeetCode or in a coding interview, when you are given a problem as a pre-processing step, sometimes you may need to sort the list, and in Python you can do that in two different ways. Let me show you the two different ways and then we can discuss a bit about the difference between the two different approaches. I'm actually using Emacs here and I'll be using org mode to show you the Python examples. Any code that I write here is going to be directly executable in a Python file. I'm using this org mode because it helps me explain a concept, write something, and also describe it as I please. So let's start. So we are doing sorting a list in Python. Okay. The first approach that we can see here is if I'm given a list like this. Let me choose something better. Okay, so the first approach is using the sorted function. So this sorted function actually takes the list as an input and it actually returns a sorted version of the list as output. So if I just print B and run this code, you will be able to see that it gives you a sorted version of the array. The input was 1 2 5 3 4, now it's 1 2 3 4 5, and I'm actually printing B. You can check that the original input list is not modified. If I print A, you'll see that I get the input list in the output, but it's unchanged. One other approach that we can take is using the dot sort function or method for built in for the lists in Python, and it works like this. If I have an input like 2, okay, if I have an input list like this and I just do a dot sort, that will effectively sort the list A in place, and it doesn't return anything, it just updates the list in place. And now if I print A directly, you will be able to see that I get 1 2 3. The input list was 1 3 2 and I get, as an output, I get 1 2 3. Both of these approaches or both of these functions use the tim sort internally, so their time complexity is effectively the same. But the main difference between these two that you need to be aware of is that the dot sort function changes the input array itself. So if you need the input array unchanged, you should keep this input array in another variable, save a copy of that and then sort that, or otherwise you can use the sorted function. The sorted function is not the property of the list data structure itself, but it can sort a list, as you can see in here, and it does not modify the input array, it just creates a copy and then sorts that copy and returns that. The benefit is definitely it does not modify the input array. The drawback is that it's effectively making a copy of the entire input array and then sorting that, so it's using twice as much as memory as the dot sort function approach. Imagine if you have an input array that's quite big, hundreds or thousands of elements in the list, then this sorted function effectively creates a copy of that. So it will use a lot more memory. So that's the key difference between the two that you need to be aware of. That's it for this. See you in the next one.